Hello children, welcome to the science online class. Okay, our next lesson is combustion and flame. Okay, this is the lesson 6, that is the chapter 6, combustion and flame. Okay, in this one you may know different kinds of fuel that are you are having various purposes in your home, in industry, and also for running automobiles, isn't it? So if you make a list, means it will uh, contain few things such as cow dung maximum, not in this period, but earlier they use cow dung to use for cooking, okay, in our home, okay. And cow dung, wood, coal, charcoal, petrol, diesel, compressed natural gas, that is CNG. Okay, these are the commonly used fuels for various purposes, okay. And also you are familiar with the burning of a candle, isn't it? Have you seen the burning of a candle? And also we can see the burning of a coal, okay. Coal is a fuel, okay. So you may know the difference between the burning of a candle and the burning of a coal, okay. Burning of the candle will burns with a flame, but coal won't produce any flame, but it will burn, okay. So these are the types of burning, okay. So let us study the chemical processes of burning and the types of flame produced during this process, okay. In this lesson we are going to see the above topics, okay. First one, what is combustion, okay. For this one you have to recall the activity of burning of a magnesium ribbon, that is you have learnt in the class 7, okay. So magnesium burns to form magnesium oxide and produces heat and light. While we burning the magnesium ribbon, it will produces heat and light, and also it will form the magnesium oxide, okay. So we have to um, perform the similar activity with a piece of charcoal, okay. So you have to you have to take a piece of charcoal, and you have hold it with the tongs, and you have to bring it near the flame of a candle or a Bunsen burner, okay. So what do you observe? The charcoal also burns in air, okay. You know that coal too burns in air, producing carbon dioxide, heat and light. Like the magnesium, it will burn uh, and produces the carbon dioxide, and also produces the heat and light. So from these activities we can know that a chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat is called combustion, okay. Again I am reading: a chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat is called combustion, okay. And also the substance that undergoes combustion is said to be combustible. It is also called a fuel, okay. From this one we can know the definition of fuel. What is a fuel, okay. The fuel may be solid, liquid or gas, anything. Sometimes light is also given off during combustion, okay. So either as a flame or as a glow. So in that reactions mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal are combustible substances, okay. That is they are called charcoal, like that chemical is called as the fuels, okay. And also they are known as combustible substances, okay. So next one, in page number 65 you are having one activity 6.1, okay. In that one you have to collect some materials like straw, matchsticks, kerosene oil, paper, iron nails, stone pieces, glass, etc., okay. This activity has to be done under the supervision of your teacher or parents. Okay, and you have to try to burn each of these materials one by one. Okay, if combustion takes place, mark the material combustible, otherwise mark it non-combustible, and you have to fill the table 6.1. Okay, so after that let us investigate conditions under which combustion takes place. Okay, for that we have to read the activity 6.2. In that one they are made they are conduct the experiment to show that air is essential for burning. Okay, this one you have to take a candle and you have to keep the candle in the wooden table. Okay, and you have to need a glass tumbler or chimney. Okay, anyone you have to need, and in the first one there are three pictures, isn't it? A, B and C. In the first one they are placing the candle in the table, and also they um, place some wooden blocks both sides of the candle and place the chimney on that blocks, so the air will be move into that chimney. Okay, and in the second one they are removing the blocks. Okay, and the chimney is directly placed on the table. And the third one, the chimney that is the upper layer of the chimney is covered by a glass plate. Okay, in three cases what will be happen ma? In the first one the candle will be burned smoothly. Okay, it won't flickers off. Okay, and in the second one it will flickers. Okay, flickers and start to give out the smoke. Okay, and in the third one, that is in the C, the case of C, the fire goes off fully. Okay, so from this activity we can know that air is essential to burning. Okay, air means the oxygen. Okay, the oxygen in the air will support burning. Without oxygen the burning won't happen. Okay, so from this activity we can know that to burn any material to be burned, it need oxygen. Okay, the oxygen in the air will support the burning. Okay children. Okay, and in page number 66 Bojo has one doubt. Okay, we have read that the sun produces its own heat and light, isn't it? Is it also some kind of combustion? Okay, in the below table they have given the answer. In the sun, heat and light are produced by nuclear reactions. Okay, that is it's the heat and the light of the sun are produced by the nuclear reactions only. Okay, next one, they have given activity 6.3. Place a piece of burning wood or charcoal on an iron plate or tawa. Cover it with a glass jar or a tumbler or a transparent plastic jar. Observe what happens. Does charcoal stop burning after some time? Okay, can you think of the reason why it stops burning? What's the reason, ma? Because if you have covered that burning thing, any burning thing with some glass or anything, any materials, we can cover it, so the air supply will be stopped. Okay, so it will stop burning after some time. Okay, from this activity we can know that air will be needed, that is the oxygen in the air will be needed for burning. Okay, so the next one, in the second picture, you are seeing that a person is wrapped by the blanket. Okay, and many many occasions we can know that when the clothes of a person catches fire, what they will do, the people around him will covered, that is the wrapped the person with the blanket. Okay, why this happening means, the reason for this uh, act is to cut off the air supply. Okay, to cut off the air supply. When we wrap the blanket around the person, the air supply will be cut off, and slowly the fire will stop. Okay, the fire, we can arrest the fire. Okay, so only they are doing like this. Okay, and they are given in the first picture about the forest fire. Okay, during extreme heat of summer at some places, dry grass catches fire. Okay, from the grass it spreads to trees, and very soon the whole forest is on fire. Okay, and it is very difficult to control such fires. Okay, in recently we have heard the news that in some of the mountains it catches the forest fire. Okay, if the forest catches the fire means it will take 2 weeks or 3 weeks or nearly 2 months to put out the fire. Okay, so that is a dangerous one. Okay, children. Okay, and the next one, so they have given some experiences, that is the some things, that is, does a matchstick burn by itself? How does it burn? Okay, how does the matchsticks will burn, ma? If we rub the matchstick with the matchbox, isn't it? Then only it will catches the fire. Okay, and you must have had an experience of burning a piece of paper. Does it burn? When a burning matchstick is brought near it. Okay, only the paper will burn any fire near to it. Okay, then only it will start to burn. Okay, and can you burn a piece of wood by bringing a lighted matchstick near it? No, it's not possible. You have to use some paper or kerosene oil to start fire in wood or coal. Okay, so do these experiences tell you that different substances catch fire at different temperatures, isn't it? Okay, the matchsticks and the paper will catch the fire very easily by doing such things, but the wood or coal won't be catches fire very easily. Okay, so this one we have to learn some new words, that is ignition temperature. Okay, what is that? The lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire is called its ignition temperature. Okay, for every substance there will be some ignition temperature. Okay, that is the lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire is called its ignition temperature. Okay, and also we find that a combustible substance cannot catch fire or burn as long as its temperature is lower than its ignition temperature. If the temperature is lower than the ignition temperature, it will not catches fire as long. Okay, and they have asked, have you ever seen cooking oil catching fire when a frying pan is kept for long on burning stove? Okay, in our homes and in some hotels, the cooking oil will be heated as long as, okay, it will heated for as long as they have cooked. Okay, but it won't catch fire. And also kerosene oil and wood do not catch fire on their own at room temperature. Okay, but if kerosene oil is heated a little, it will catch fire, and if wood is heated a little, it would still not catch fire. Okay, so does it mean that ignition temperature of kerosene oil is lower than that of wood? Okay, does it mean that we need to take special care in storing kerosene oil, because it will be if it is heated little, it will catches instantly, it will catches fire. Okay, so they have given an activity to understand this process, that is essential for a substance to reach ignition temperature to burn. Okay, activity 6.4. This one, they have take two paper cups by folding the sheet of paper, and they have pour about 50 milliliter, that is ml, of water in one of the cups. Okay, heat both the cups separately with the candle. So in this one, we have to take two paper cups and pour 50 ml water in one cup, and we have to heat both the cups with the candle. Okay, what will happen after some time? The paper cup without water will be started to burn, but the paper cup with the water, what happened to this cup? First the cup will be like heated, and the water in this in the cup will be started to heat. Okay, so the heat supplied to the paper cup is transferred to water by conduction. Okay, so in the presence of water, the ignition temperature of paper is not reached, so that cup will not burn. Okay, the cup without water will started to burn, but cup with the water will not burn. Okay, because in the presence of water, the ignition temperature of paper is not reached. Okay, hence it does not burn. Okay, so the substances which have very low ignition temperature and can easily catch fire with a flame are called inflammable substances. Okay, the substances which have very low ignition temperature and can easily catch fire with a flame are called inflammable substances. Okay, for example, petrol, alcohol, liquefied petroleum gas, that is LPG, etc. Okay, these are the examples for inflammable substances. Okay, at a very little heat they will be catches fire with a flame. Okay, in some of the petrol or diesel tanks, trucks, okay, they have written as inflammable substance inside. Okay, it is highly inflammable. Okay, so we have to keep a distance between these vehicles. Okay, so only they will write that inflammable, highly inflammable. Okay, and the next one, how do we control fire? Okay, you must have seen or heard of fire breaking out in homes, shops and factories. Okay, in many news you may oftenly heard some things, or some in some houses or in some factories the fire catches, isn't it? So if you have seen such an accident, write a short description in your notebook. You have to write a short description. Also share the experience with your classmates. Okay, and do you know what will you have to see, what will you have to do when you are seeing some in some our neighbor's home or in our home, the fire will catches means what you have to do? First you have to call for the fire service. Okay, what is the number? Do you know the number, emergency number for fire service? That is 101, 101. Okay, you have to immediately call the emergency number 101. Okay, then a fire engine will come and put out the fire. Okay, children, and when a fire brigade, okay, arrives, fire brigade means it is a batch of firefighters. Okay, so it is called as a fire brigade. Okay, they will pour water. What will they do? They will pour water on the fire. Okay, so water cools the combustible material. First, why they are pouring water means it will cool the combustible material so that its temperature is brought below its ignition temperature. Okay, if some things are burning means when pouring water we can reduce the temperature to lower than its ignition temperature. So only we are pouring water to the burning substances. Okay. Next one, this prevents the fire from spreading. Okay, the fire will easily spread out. Okay, so it will prevent the spreading of fire, and water vapors also surround the combustible material, helping in cutting off the supply of air. Okay, so the fire is extinguished. Okay, and already you have learned that there are three essential requirements for producing fire. What are they? The fuel. First one, the fuel. Next one, air, okay, to supply oxygen, and heat to raise the temperature of the fuel beyond the ignition temperature. These three are the important things, that is essential requirements for producing fire. Okay, so fire can be controlled by removing one or more of these requirements. Okay, if we cools the fuel, means the fire will be controlled. Otherwise you have to stop the supply of air, that is oxygen. Otherwise you have to reduce temperature beyond the ignition temperature. Okay, by doing one of these we can control the fire. Okay, so the job of a fire extinguisher is to cut off the supply of air or to bring down the temperature of the fuel, or both. Okay, notice that the fuel in most cases cannot be eliminated. Okay, if for instance a building catches fire, the whole building is the fuel. Okay, because the fire will spread out very fastly. Okay children, and the next one, we have to know some truth about the fire extinguisher. Okay, in schools, in our schools also, in and some important public places, they will hang the fire extinguishers in at some important places, isn't it? So the most common fire extinguisher is water, but water works only when things like wood and paper are on fire. Okay, if the things, the burning materials are wood or paper, the water will be very usable one. Okay, but if electrical equipment is on fire, water may conduct electricity and harm those trying to douse the fire. Because if we suppose if an electrical equipment is burning, means if we pour the water, what will happen? The water will start to conduct the electricity. It will more dangerous. Okay, so and also water is also not suitable for fires involving oil and petrol. Okay, if some oily or petrol, like petrol or kerosene are burning, means water is not suitable for put out these fires. Okay, and why means you have to recall that water is heavier than oil, so it sinks, water will be sinks below the oil, and the oil keeps burning on the top of the water. Okay, so to control the fire, that is fire which is the electrical equipment or oily things, we should not use the water as the extinguisher. Okay, for fires involving electrical equipment and inflammable materials like petrol, carbon dioxide is petrol. The carbon dioxide is the best extinguisher. Carbon dioxide, it is CO2. So it is heavier than oxygen. So it covers the fire like a blanket. So the contact between the fuel and the oxygen is cut off. The fire will be controlled. Okay, children. So there are so many types of fire extinguisher. Okay, in this picture, your first one will be the CO2. It will compressed in a cylinder as the liquid. Okay, carbon dioxide is compressed in a cylinder. Okay, as a liquid. Okay, like in the LPG. Okay, in our cylinders, that is we are used for cooking is, okay, it is compressed in a liquid state only. Okay, when it is coming out of the cylinder, it will turns into gas. Okay, likewise in the fire extinguisher, the CO2, that is the carbon dioxide, is compressed compressed in a liquid stage. Okay, and the second one you are seeing is dry powder. Okay, this is another way of getting CO2. Okay, we can obtain to release a lot of dry powder of chemicals like sodium bicarbonate or potassium bicarbonate. Okay, so in the second one they are using powder as the fire extinguisher. Okay, and in the last one foam. Okay, in some fire extinguisher, for some cases, special cases, the fire extinguisher will be stored as a foam. Okay, when we spray this one, it will coming out of foam. Okay, so these are the different types of fire extinguisher. Okay, children, for the remaining lesson I will post the video tomorrow. Okay, children. Okay, up to this it's enough. Okay, thank you, children.